Conrod Straight takes over as third favourite solidly now, with Obliviator also given a chance. That's him moving around, carrying Wayne and Sally Wilson's well-known racing colours up there in Queensland. So good luck to the Wilson household. They'll be watching this race, and what's to say he can't be a real big chance in the event as well. They're moving forward. Let's go to the track, and here's Cole.
This is the 24th running of the famous Wellington boot here, and Flying Firebird's the one they want on course. It's firmed in. In My Sights has been the favourite on tab limited all the way through, but Flying Firebird's much shorter on course, and it has firmed in well over a point to be the favourite ahead of In My Sights, which has eased out. Third favourite, Conrod Straight, pretty solid in the market, and the only other one under double figures is Obliviator on course. So they start to move up into the barriers now. Obliviator is set, Frenchman's Cap, Thunder Walk with Lorna Delaney in the saddle. Two lady riders in this race, Lorna Delaney on Thunder Walk and Kathy O'Hara riding Lacadoche. Lorna Delaney on Thunder Walk, and the 24th running of the Wellington boot, won last year by Prince Nimrod, about a 25-1 chance, ridden by Wayne Wheat and trained by Brian Lawson, an ex-Wellington footballer, so that was a very popular win. This year we have Malcolm Johnston training In My Sights for a huge syndicate. A lot of them are here. I met a fellow last night at Calcutta who was down from Bundaberg, part of the syndicate which races this horse. Another fellow was down from Glen Innes. There were people there from Sydney, Penrith, all over. And it's had 2 starts for 2 wins, and people from all walks of life sharing the horse, so you can imagine there'll be a lot of cheering if it's prominent in the home straight. And In My Sights, Malcolm Johnson trying to become the first jockey to go on and train the winner of a Wellington boot, because as a rider he won the 1992 Wellington boot on Danza Dark, trained by Frank Cleary. Now Conrod Straight taken hold of by an attendant. Lacadoche is back behind them, and also well away In My Sights. Flying Firebird has been very heavily supported on course. Missed a place in the Black Opal after winning the Prelude. It is a winner of a listed race in Melbourne. Lenny Beasley is on Flying Firebird. He's already ridden a winning treble here today. And well back behind them is the grey In My Sights. Brent Stanley riding In My Sights for Malcolm Johnston. And Kathy O'Hara on Lacadoche ran a bold race at its debut. It's drawn very wide. Some of the better chances are drawn wide here, so it'll be interesting to see whether they can work across maybe one of those fancied runners, or cart another couple of the well-fancied ones across towards the lead by the time they reach the top of the hill at the first turn. Thunder Walk's nicely drawn. It's in 3. It's run some cheeky races too, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it represent the local area. It comes from Mudgee quite well. Now In My Sights about to move up. McDonald's sponsored Wellington boot, and they're almost set here. 1,100 metres before a huge crowd here at Wellington today. And the last one settling in, and they're almost ready here. Starter is Ray Canham. He'll soon have them on their way. They're set. One rearing. It's In My Sights rearing. They settle down for a start on the Wellington boot, 24th running of this race. One of the most charismatic races anywhere. There's nervous tension, horses, jockeys, and in amongst the crowd. Off and racing. In My Sights began brilliantly. Conrod Straight is going up very quickly. Flying Firebird is rushing through the third. Thunder Walk on the inside of Savings of Gold, and then came Frenchman's Cap. Lacadoche Gold Maze getting a long way back. Don't You Know is also settling well back in the field as they swing down the side, and Sakura's Assault is last of all. As I think there might be one pulled out of the race there. It's Obliviator as they race towards the top of the hill, and In My Sights takes up the running leads from Conrod Straight. Flying Firebird third, then came Thunder Walk, Savings a Golden, Frenchman's Cap, then came Gold Maze, Lacadoche, a long break to Don't You Know, and Sakura's Assault. In My Sights will lead onto the home turn. Flying Firebird about the pounce. Conrod Straight gets a rails run. In My Sight leads for home. Flying Firebird the outside is launching the big challenge. Conrod Straight the rails. In My Sight, Flying Firebird, they're stride for stride. Flying Firebird might have its head in front, and Flying Firebird. Flying Firebird beat In My Sights. Third's a photo between Thunderwalk and Savings are Golden with close-up Conrod Strait the fence. Then came Gold Maze, Lacadosh, Sakura's Assault, Don't You Know, Frenchman's Cap, and Obliviator has failed to complete the course. It's there about 100 metres after the start. The jockey's still on it, and it bucked. The horse bucked out of the barriers, and Obliviator was brought to a halt by its jockey, Shane Treweek, as it became uncontrollable. We've seen yet another thrilling race here. The crowd was absolutely roaring, probably those hundreds of people in the Malcolm Johnston syndicates within my sights when the grey turned the corner in front, but Flying Firebird had been waiting to pounce. In the meantime, Conrod Strait was holding on the fence. Thunderwalk, the horse from Mudgie's, run a big race. Don't worry about it. It'll be prominent there for the fourth placing. But Flying Firebird, a listed winner in Melbourne, coming away over the closing stages to give Lenny Beasley 4 winners here today, and also give Graham Rogerson 2 winners in the Wellington boot. He won the race here with Parting Jester, ridden by Tracy Bartley some years ago. And on that occasion, Parting Jester came from a wide gate, and Flying Firebird out of the 10 gate today has been beautifully ridden. It panned out well for the horses out wide because they had the pace to get across a couple of them, and the field really strung out in the early stages, and that played into the hands of those horses drawn wide. We're waiting for the numbers to come through. No results as yet. We're about to get them on the Wellington boot. Okay, we'll have these in a sec. Yes, Belinda? Yes? 2, 6. 2, 6, 14 and 12. And 1 and 5 was a superfecta, wasn't it? Yep. 3/4 by 2 1/4.
Rightio, winning connections. Lenny Beasley, 4 winners for the day and a nose second on Modern. There was a great fight in the home straight between those two horses, with In My Sights giving away a lot of experience to Flying Firebird as far as big race form is concerned. But Flying Firebird just a little bit too strong the last little bit. 1100 metres is probably her perfect distance, and she was able to get up and win. Obliviator began okay from the inside gate. He was driven forward. He was going to take up a lovely position behind them. I don't know whether there's been a problem, whether he struck himself or whether there was a bit of pinching from the saddle or something like that. But that's totally out of character for him, and he's been retired out of the race. So numbers confirmed. We have 2, 6 and 14. Flying Firebird taking out the big one of the day for Lenny Beasley. Lenny dismounting after his victory in the big race. It was a good race coming into it. One of the best Wellington boots they've had for a while. And they've had a great fight, those two in the home straight. Flying Firebird and In My Sights. In My Sights, when he was joined, he refused to give in. He kept kicking all of the way. But the filly's been too good for him. Now, stall written by